Hi there. Okay, this is going to be video number 48, but it's going to be video number 10 of module 3. And in this particular module, we're going to talk about the fractals indicator. Alright, and this time we're going to use this indicator in a different way than we would any other indicator. Alright, and this one is more or less a strategy where you would actually place buy orders and sell orders. Alright, or alternatively, I mean, you can actually just sit there and wait on the PC, for the signal to come in and then act on that signal manually, if you so wish. Alright, so we're still going to use the accelerator oscillator indicator. Alright, but we're going to apply the fractals indicator on there. Okay. Now the way you go about doing that is just twirl open your indicators list as before, and you might want to remove the envelopes indicators on there if you haven't done so already. And what you can do is just basically right click on your trading station, alright, and you can choose indicators list, alright, and you should see a couple of envelopes in there. Just simply highlight it and then click on delete, not on the fractals one but on the envelopes one, and click on delete until they're all gone, and keep the accelerator oscillator there, and then just choose close. And then once you've done that, it's come over to the fractals indicator and simply drag and drop. Now I'm not going to use the false index because the false index is not really going to help. Alright, so we're going to move on to the fractals instead. Okay. Alright. Okay, so before we move on, alright, this just show you via through a screen draw pan of what it is that we're actually looking for. Okay. We have one candle here, and then another candle over here, and then another one up here, and then another one there, and another one there. Alright, and what happens is that the fractal indicator is comprised of 5 candles. Alright, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when the 5th one is developed and it finishes, a sixth candle starts afterwards, naturally, okay? And when this bar starts, you will get this kind of like triangle at the top. Alright, so here's bar 1, here's bar 2, here's bar 3, here's bar 4, and here's bar 5. Okay, so when this green bar starts, you'll see that little indicator on there. Alright, so how can we use that to our advantage, considering that it's now 2 bars into the future and we haven't really acted on a signal? Alright, well, before we move on to that, let's just say that the likewise is also true here for a pivot, a fractal low. Alright, it's based on the same thing, and when the next bar comes in, you'll see like a little triangle down the bottom. Alright, now to find us an area to actually jump in the market is we're looking for that second candle after the little arrow that we have up here. Alright, so we're looking for this particular bar. Alright, the second one after where the fractal appears. Okay, and this fractal, what we're looking for here is to have, if it's an upwards fractal, we're looking for green bars. Okay, not red bars above the vertical scale. Alright, so anything above this line, we're looking for green bars. Okay, we're looking for those. Alright, that's for fractal highs. And then for fractal lows, we're looking for red bars, but the red bars need to be below the vertical scale. Alright, so this is for up fractals and this is for down fractals. Okay, so once we've found an area, so let's go and give you an example. 1, 2, 3, okay, here's one. Alright, you see, there's the fractal, up fractal, and then that's the last bar of its formation, and then it does indeed line up with a green bar. Okay, then we go ahead and put a buy order in. Alright, put a buy stop in. Alright, and then what you do is you target the value or whatever that is from top to bottom, from wick to wick. If that was 100 pips for instance, then we will target 100 pip TP. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you quickly what that would look like. So here is the second candle, and it does line up with that red one. So then we get a horizontal line tool out, and we just place it right on the high of that wick, and that will be our entry point to get in. Alright, that'll be at 129.14. Okay, and our stop loss value, okay, will be down here on one of the previous lows. Alright, then we calculate this value from the bottom of the wick to the top of the wick. Let's zoom in so hopefully you can see a little bit better. Alright, so from here to there we calculate that length, which is 78.7 pips. Now you can use the aggressive approach and go for that full value, or you can go for a most recommended approach, a conservative approach, and which will be to take half of that value. Alright, so what we will do is that we will place our TP for about 35 pips there, and then we'll place another one at the top here, and then we'll place another one and another one, and so forth and so on, until we can get as much out of this market as possible. So here will be your stop loss, here will be your entry point, and here will be your TP number one. Alright, TP number one, this is TP number two, this is TP number three, okay, and that'll be TP number four. Take profit, take profit, take profit. Alright, so as the market moves up close towards your TP, you want to remove it, and then you want to bring your stop loss up to maybe break even. But with this distance of that candle only being around about 78.7 pips, you'll be best to leave the stop loss value there for the moment until you can actually gain the full 78.7 pips or whatever it is, and that will be reached on TP2. Okay, and that will be half of your first value. So when this one reaches up to here, you would then want to take your stop loss up to break even. Alright, so we've got, as we move along through the bars, we can see that around here is when the TP gets hit. Alright, and our stop loss value, which is now being moved to break even, okay, has not been hit. So that's good. So we're still good for that. So once we've reached up to here, you might want to take off a half a position, so you could go in for 2 lots. Alright, and then take off 1 lot at TP2. Okay, so you've just gained from there, from your break even price to TP2, you've just gained 78 pips. So at $10 per pip at 1 lot, that would be $780. Okay, so now we are riding risk free, and we have 1 more lot left open. Okay, so now we're going to move our break even price, which is here, and we're going to move it to a value like up to there, up to the TP1. Alright, so at TP1, we're going to take off a half a lot. Alright, we're going to minus half a lot. So once that's moved up from TP2 to TP3, okay, you're going to take off a half a lot, which will be $390 there. Also, we have another 0.5 lot riding. We've now booked in from here to there, but because the market moved up even more from TP2 to TP3, we've just secured that 390 by taking off a 0.5 of a lot there, but we still have a 0.5 of a lot right in. So if this market was to come back down to TP1 level where we moved our stop loss value to, we still have 0.5 left. So if that was to come down, we will still get $390 out of it. Alright, so you're going to get $1,500 and $1,560 out of it. Alright, but we keep on doing that until, our heart's content and keep on moving it up and up and up and up. Alright, so you have to be a little bit nimble with those kind of, trail steps and stuff like that. If you can get someone to create you a, well, it's like a robot, but it's more of an assistant bot, really. It doesn't open or close trades for you. What it does is it just moves your take profit levels and your stop loss levels up at certain increments based on your input settings. Cool, right? Okay, so you can walk away from the PC and be assured that your TP settings are going to be moving up higher along with your stop loss settings based on whatever you give, whatever you instructed to do. Alright, and you can go to elance.com. .com, or excuse my type in there, or you can go to Forex Factory. Okay, and you will come across some really good programmers. And in fact, I actually come across 8 programmers inside 3 days coding my strategies on the forum, and I didn't have to ask them. And one guy came out and he was living in Russia and he now lives in Germany, and the guy's been programming for 20 plus years and he knows something like 27 programming languages, and he is probably the most loyal programmer that I've ever come across. And I haven't really had much luck with programmers. Alright, they're very, very hard to find, the loyal ones at least. And the best part is that I don't have to give him any money up front. Any projects that we do, like for Forex robots or Forex indicators and stuff, we just split down the middle. So that's something else that you could venture towards if you want to get into that industry, creating robots or creating indicators for a living. Alright, so there's another little area there for you. Alright, so that's just a part of the money management and risk management settings that we have there. Alright, so now you understand, or at least I hope so, that when you see the second bar after the fractal, you'll see it actually appear on here. Alright, so when you see this candle being developed, and you might get confused and say, oh, hang on a minute, didn't Loz say it was a second candle after the fractal that I should have gone and put my buy order in? I'm not sure. Right, okay, well what you need to basically do is that when this does actually start, you will see that there, and that will be the time to put in your buy stop order. Alright, let's go and see if we can find you a sell stop order. Alright, let's just move those out of the way. Okay. Oh, here's no, that's not one. No. Okay. Alright, here's one. But this particular one doesn't get activated. Alright, here's our fractal low. And we're looking for the second candle. It doesn't matter what color it is. And we want it to be on the red. And it is on the red. So we put a sell stop order in. Now, one thing that I didn't mention to you about the buy trade opportunity was this. If, and this is a big if, alright, if from this point, okay, count at least 5, if it doesn't get activated within 5 bars, and then you cancel the order out, alright, within 5 periods, so that'll be 5 times 4, which is 20 hours. Okay, and the way you go about doing that is just simply clicking on your new order, come to market execution and the drop down box and choose pending order. Alright, and then choose the type, say sell stop, and then you put your price in, and your sell stop price will be the price that you want the breakout to appear for it to go short, and then you click on this expiry box and then this drop down menu here, and you go ahead and input the particular date and time that you want it in there. So if it's, because there's only 24 hours in a day, and this particular time frame that we're on is a 4-hour time frame, so that's 20 hours from 5 bars, well, we can still choose the same the same day, but what we can do is we can change the hours. Okay, and there's you can just barely see it. If you highlight or just click on one of those two, you can actually change them. So I can change that to 21 if I wanted to. Alright, and I can change that to 50. Alright, so that's how you go ahead and place in your buy and sell stop orders. Alright, let me see if we can give you one more quick example. That doesn't get hit. Okay, here's a good example, I believe. Here's a fractal low, here's a second candle, and then on this candle this fractal low is then appears. Alright, so we can see that is on the red. We place our sell stop order in there. We calculate that pip difference, which is 56, 58. Alright, and then on the very next bar, well actually on the same bar that you're supposed to put your buy stop order in, it gets activated. Now where would you put your stop loss? Well, the stop loss really, the main rule of thumb, is always the next previous high. Okay, so you want to be, quite far away from it. You don't want it to be triggered, especially on the 4-hour time frames, and with the euro moving approximately 110 to 180 pips per day. Sometimes more depending on the news events that comes out, but on average it's around about 110 to 180 a day. Okay, so you got to kind of really compensate for that. Alright, so there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A pretty straightforward strategy there for you to use. Alright, and as before, you can go ahead and use the templates section and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Alright, so until then, I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye for now.